How's your day going?
It's been pretty rocky.
Wake up, Monarch! I'm Lincoln Roach.
And I'm Sophia Miranda.
And it's time
for KYOT.
And now, for the segment Point Counterpoint,
where we argue the issues of the day.
Today, we'll be looking at the Grammys. I'll take Taylor Swift's side.
And I'll take Beyonce's.
In my point, I believe Taylor Swift deserves to win the Grammy.
Lincoln, you ignorance.
Anyways, here's a story on people who debate things of actual importance.
Jessica Eyeson and Brache have been prepping for this moment for nearly a week. It feels almost as if time itself has stopped as they stand up and flawlessly deliver a persuasive argument urging a pro-ballot.
Our coach Duncan, came into my LA class and said, it was a great way to improve your public speaking, and that's something I wanted to try. So one of my friends and I, we decided to just see how it would go and see what we could do with it.
This power team was thrown into speech and debate club as freshmen and has stuck with it since. But before the two decided to stay in the club, they were forced to ride through some rough patches.
When I was crying to that captain, she basically just said, she was saying we can switch events, we can switch you to first speaker, we can make this easier for you. You don't have to do this again. No.
Although Brache felt like a failure, she wouldn't quit, and not long after their disaster of a first debate, the two clicked and found their flow that they would be constantly improving on and using for the next 3 years.
We did rely a lot on passing notes to each other and doing taps on the desk. We had sort of an informal Morse code, and around we had, a whole set of communication.
Jessica Eyeson and Brache have found their place in speech and debate club, but it's always looking for new members, and it's not always who you'd expect.
Sometimes we'll get really shy freshmen who come in and you're like, oh gosh, I don't know if this is going to be the event or the club for you. And then when they compete, it's like they're a whole different person. Some people can just turn it on.
Although practices aren't really traditional due to COVID-19, these all-online meets are a unique experience that will teach skills widely used for the rest of your life and make the club at-home accessible.
This is one of the things that's actually nice about the pandemic is we're doing virtual tournaments, which seem to be running a lot more efficiently.
Jessica Eyeson and Brache have grown and thrived in this uniquely competitive community, which, like many other clubs, is what sets Monarch apart.
Many families have struggled this year during this hard time.
Luckily, there's an organization keeping food on the table.
Here's Alex Newman.
It's another busy day at Community Food Share, but Kim De Silva couldn't be happier to be there. To her, helping people has always been a top priority.
We live in a country where everyone should have access to food. And it's so simple, and food, though so simple, is also such a part of our lives.
Places like Community Food Share are on a mission.
Community Food Share is part of Feeding America. Our mission is to eliminate hunger in Boulder and Broomfield counties through collaborations, education, and leadership.
Of course, COVID-19 has affected Community Food Share, but they aren't willing to let it stop them.
We've pretty much had to shift our whole operation. It's amazing that we've distributed more food than ever with less volunteers.
Through overwhelming support from the community, they've been able to help families in need and will continue to do so for as long as it takes. For KYOT, I'm Alex Newman.
Did you know that everyone has a unique story?
Yeah, boy.
KYOT's Ethan Hendricks went through the yearbook and found this one.
If you walk past Kolya Dols' house, you can hear the music pouring out of it. What you can't hear is the amount of effort he's poured into it, and the past that he's had to overcome.
So music makes up a good part of my life, and I would have a lot more time that I wouldn't know what to do with had I not have music. I started playing piano when I was 5.
But that was just the start of Kolya's passion towards music.
I did concert band 1 year, and then I switched to jazz band. And I've been doing jazz band as a saxophonist, pianist, and vibraphone player, although those last two I wasn't really good at.
To get where he is today, he has had to overcome many obstacles.
Boy Scouts was really hard on me in my middle school years. In the scouting program, I didn't have many friends, and I was thinking, what's the point of this? And I think I've just done that so many times that I've been able to build resilience. I wouldn't really say anything has been thrown at me much harder than what I received at Boy Scouts, or at least according to my condition.
This condition that Kolya talks about has affected him almost his entire life. But if you've never met Kolya, you might not have any idea what this condition is.
People who have known me for a decent amount of time know that I have a history with my eyes. I got injured when I was 4. I had 6 surgeries over 10 years, and then I had one last one to flat out remove it.
Because of his condition, Kolya missed out on the life of a normal kid.
In the 6th grade, I missed approximately a third of school just because I was at the doctor. Either, oh, you have to get operated for this, oh, there's a checkup for that, I'm just not feeling it. And it put a lot of trauma in my life.
But not only did Kolya make it through this experience, he also believes that he can become a better person because of it.
When I got my prosthetic eye, I've been able to integrate more into society, which is the part that kind of got taken away from me.
Everyone has their own unique story, so next time when you're walking around the school, stop for a moment and think, what could this person's story be? For KYOT, I'm Ethan Hendricks.
That's all for this week, Monarch.
Remember, next week is homecoming week.
Remember to check your emails for more updates on the Spirit Week.
For now, make sure to stay positive
and test negative.